Hi guys, Paul here, welcome back to Vape Don't Smoke. Guys, today we're doing a review of something a little bit different, a little bit quirky, it's a little bit unique. I could say a whole load of things about it. It's from JOMO, it's called the Vapioneer V5 and the V3. So that's right guys, we're going to check out both of these in this video. Now what are these? Well, these are the world's first electronic cigarette with water filtration. So it's kind of like a sheesh. You know how you get your vapor. I don't know if you guys have ever tried a vaporized sheesh. It's actually pretty cool. But the vapor goes down through the water and then it comes up and you vape it. Cleans the taste. Well guys, these are handheld obviously. They're a little bit different, but we're not going to use water, that's for sure. So guys, tell you a little bit about these. These came to me free for the purpose of review by JOMO, so thanks to them for sending them on. You can check out JOMO at www.jomotech.com and the link will be in the description. So what are they? Well, they're clearly different. They're crazy. Guys, these are a lot of fun. This is the Vapioneer H5 and this is the Vapioneer H3. So the H3 is the bigger one. They come with a 2ml tank which is TPD compliant. You got your e-liquid in there and you've got your water or whatever you want in there. Guys, let's dive down for close-ups. Okay guys, so we're diving down and checking out the Vapioneer H3 and H5. So these are the world's first electronic cigarette with water filtration. Very interesting. It's kind of like a shisha or hookah or something like that. But we'll have a look and we'll play about with it. So first things first. Let's start off with this little brother, the Vapioneer H5. So it comes in a box. We've got a little picture of the mod. We've got that load of bollocks there. And we've got that there. On the side it says Vapioneer H5. Vapioneer there. Again there. And again there. Yes. On the back of the box it tells you a little bit about it. Scratch and check. And we've got the usual stuff. This is a stainless steel version. It does come in black as well. So opening up the box guys, we can open it up like so. We get a little user manual for it and you can see it is very, very straightforward on how to use it. Very, very nice. And then we get our kit, which is very, very unusual guys. So let's start off. There you get your mod, you get your 2 tanks, you get some spare O-rings, and you get an extra glass section guys that I have already broken. So yeah, be careful with the glass. So that's everything that comes in the box. So we're going to have a little look at these two together then. So this is your mod. We'll move that out of camera so we stay focused. So the H5, the mod itself then, we'll just measure it up. It's 87.3 millimeters and it does have a 21.8 millimeter diameter. We have some laser etchings in Vapioneer H5 and there's really not a lot else to show you. We've got our 510 pin. It doesn't really matter if it's spring loaded, I'm not really going to use anything else on it, but we will test it anyway. No, it doesn't seem to be, but you're not really going to use it for anything else, although you could. It will fire 4.2 volts guys. No rattle from the fire button and it is nice and clicky. You've got some battery venting on the bottom, nice chrome finish, and you just unscrew that like so. And you can see you've got your tube and you've got your base cap. Now my cap's got a little minus there, but it looks like it's drawn on by a pen. But we'll pop a battery in anyway. Minus, positive side down. I do know that is the right way guys, just to confirm it. And there is your mod. So a little tube mod. Yeah, let's just get a tank. Where's a tank? There's the Advakin. It's not 25mm, but you could, in theory, Sits nice and flush. You could sit anything you want on there, and it will fire as well. So it will fire at 4.2 volts, so you could use the mod for something else. So this is the tank section of the H5 Vapioneer. Now guys, it is very obviously unusual, and you're probably wondering, what the hell have you got there, Paul? Well, this is a water filtration unit. It's kind of like a sheesh. You know how the sheesh goes through the water and comes up? But this is not just for water. You can actually add flavour to your coils. So we'll just go through it bit by bit then. So I'm going to take it apart and show you the two separate sections. So this is your tank with your coil, and this is your tank for your water filtration system. So we'll put that to one side. So it's a little tank here, guys. It comes with a 0.5 ohm coil. To get the coil out, we simply unscrew the top piece like so, and then we can just unscrew the coil as well like so. Now I've been using this, and you can see we've got wicking ports on either side. Nice. You can pop that glass section out and give it a good clean if you want. I have already done that. That's why you're maybe seeing a little bit of wetness coming out from it. Let me get a little bit of tissue from my fingers. So put the coil in, and then we've got our little top cap, and we can just pop that on like so. Like so. Now guys, you can see here we've got some airflow cutouts on the side. Now it's non-adjustable airflow at this tank. The airflow will go in, and then it will get down there. Those little slits on either side, that will go down the coil and then come back up through the coil. And there we go. So that's the little tank. So let me get this off my fingers. And this is tank number 2. So this is the filtration system. Now, we do have an on and off switch here, and I'll show you that in a second. So we can take this apart as well, and we can just unscrew this piece. Be careful with this, guys, because this is the tank that I broke. You can pop that off, and that can be completely cleaned as well, making sure your O-rings are all back on. There's the thickness of the glass. Because it's kind of like the bulb shape, it did kind of burst on me. So here, guys, is the on-off system. So you can see here by turning that, that has closed that off. Now that is a kind of second layer of airflow. So I'll pop this back on, and then we'll just screw that back on like so. Nice and tight. There you go. So there you can see they're off, and it's closed off there. So we'll just pop it all back together. So basically what happens, guys, is you're vaping, your airflow goes into your coil. You're vaping at 4.2 volts on here. So we'll just put it all back together for the sake of being thorough. So you're vaping at 4.2 volts, you're vaping your coil, your airflow is going in and then up through the coil, and then that's coming into your filtration system. Now with this this at on, what's happening is more air is getting sucked through here, through your drip tip, and it's coming through, and it's going in, and then it's pulling the air through, which is then pulling the air up, and then it's going through the filtration system. So the airflow goes in, up through your coil, air comes in here, and then they kind of meet, it pulls through the filtration system. I'm trying to explain this as best I can, guys, I do apologise. And what happens is whatever's in here, then the vapour mixes, and then you vape it. So what you can do is you can put water in here, and just like a sheesh, it will kind of clean the flavours as it comes up. But what you can do is you can actually add a second layer of flavour. So that's what we're going to do, just for fun. So I'm going to take it apart, nice and carefully, so I don't break anything, because I really want to do this. So we're going to take it apart. Now to fill it, we just unscrew this section, like so. And I'm going to use some of this. This is some banana custard from G1 e-liquid. And you just fill it down the side, guys. So it only holds 2 ml of juice, because it is TPD compliant. There we go, we've got some banana custard in there. Pop that on. Nice and tight. everything's nice and tight. I'm happy with that. So what I'll do now, give that a little wipe because I spilled a little bit on my hand. Okay, so that is the tank with the coil, and this is the part that we'll all be very familiar with. So this is your bog standard tank. You can vape away as normal, but what Vapioneer have done is they've upped the ante a little bit by giving us this second tank. So we'll screw that on, and then we'll get our little dropper. What did I do with it? I had it in my hand only a matter of seconds ago. Okay, I found it. So guys, to fill up this second tank, all we need to do is basically unscrew the drip tip piece. So we can unscrew that there. Now just while I've got this open, you can see the airflow channels. Now it's not massive airflow here, it's just little channels there that goes down and then it comes into the tank, creating that suction. That'll create the bubbles, and then that's what you get your vape out of. It's not a standard 510 drip tip, guys. It is a little bit larger, and it's measuring 12.8 millimeters. So to fill up the water section, we just kind of pop this off. It just pops off, and then you can see the kind of airflow slot for the filtration system there. And then what you do is you just fill the water down there. See that little cut out side in the side there? Down there. Now you can fill it with water, guys, or you can fill it with something else. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it with just some Ribena. This is just your bog standard blackcurrant Ribena that you can buy. It's not e-liquid, it's just Ribena. So we'll just squat that down, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it up to that line that says max there. So I'm going to make sure that I'm at the line, and I will just a little bit more, and that's us at that line. So this is just Ribena juice, guys. It's not e-liquid. So I'll pop the little top cap on again, and there you go. So I've got some banana custard, and that's going to go through some blackcurrant juice. Very, very interesting. So I'll screw that on. And what happens, guys, we'll see it more in the close-up when I'm vaping on it, but the vapour is going to come through here and then mix with those flavours of the juice, and then it's going to come out, and you're going to have, what I'm looking for is a blackcurrant custard, a banana custard blackcurrant and banana. Very nice mixture. So as you can see, guys, I'm getting no leaking or anything like that coming from down here or anywhere nearabouts. So that is a close-up look at the H5. So let's check out its big brother. So we'll put that to one side, and we'll move all the boxing stuff out the way, and we'll bring in this one. Oh yeah, this is up in the ante. So this is the Vapioneer H3. So I'm surprised that they went with the 3 as the bigger one and the 5 is the smaller one, but I'm sure they've got their reasons. And this comes in a black box, very, very similar in terms of packaging to the other one. It's got the logo on the bottom and the top. You can't see that because it's too close. On the back of the box, we've got the scratch and check and a little bit of information there. So you wait till you see this one. So we'll open that up, and then we can close it off. We've got a little pamphlet here, again very, very detailed and easy to understand, little pictures etc showing us all the parts and all that. Fantastic, really pleased with that. And there it is, guys. So can't even get it into the shot. So we do have the mod itself. It's also got the tank in there. We've got a spare glass section. I've not broke that one yet. And then we've got our tank and coil section. So this, and the way it works, guys, is exactly the same. So I'll just not go through that, but I'll show you the mod and that itself. So this is the mod. Now we do have the same tank. So if we just unscrew this kind of cage section, there's no glass or anything in here. This is hollow, a little cage section. We've got our tank, and you can see that the tank does just screw off. Again, you can screw any tank on there you want. It is a 4.2 volt mod. So you get your little tank that screws on. It's the exact same tank as the other one, guys, so the tank etc is not really any different, except this one doesn't have the airflow channels. The airflow will come in through the top. Because this part is hollow, it's getting in here and it's going in and down to your coil. So the process is exactly the same. So the mod itself then, it's got a kind of funky design on the back here. That's kind of like a little flower. We've got some silver cutouts on the mod as well. It's got that kind of hectagon look here, and then it's round down at the bottom here. Gets a little bit fatter at the ass, as we all do. So in terms of sizes, this one is a bit bigger. A bit bigger. It's 112.6 millimeters in length, and at the top it's a 27.8. So you put your tanks on there that are 28 millimeter, they will sit nice and flush. It's a lot fatter at the bottom, 30. It's 32.5 millimeters at the bottom. So in terms of filling the tank, it does work the same way. We can unscrew that. Make sure you keep an eye on these O-rings, because I did lose one earlier. The glass, etc. will pop off. The coils are the same as I showed you in the last one. And the air filtration system is much the same. We can just pop it off. You can see here's the handle with the airflow, and you can fill it up down there. It's just a larger example of what I just showed you, so I won't show you it again. So for this one, guys, I thought we would go back and I thought about what I missed the most. And I was always a big fan. When I had a cigarette, I always enjoyed a nice beer. So let's go nuts. Let's see if this really works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this up with this e-liquid here. This is some Black Note Prelude. It's a really nice tobacco flavour. And we'll just fill it up as directed. There we go. So a nice tobacco, that's the wrong way. A nice tobacco e-liquid in there now. And there's part one. So part two, we'll put on our glass chamber. Like so. Now guys, before I add the second part, what I want to do is I want to pop the battery in. So you do just unscrew the bottom. Like so, and again it's got a little kind of marking negative side there, so I'll get my battery, pop my battery in, and then we can just kind of screw it on. So although it looks a lot bigger, it is still an 18650, and then you just screw that on and that does close off nice and tight. What I have noticed though is my fire button's a little bit poor, so what I'll do is I'll show you. You can see that it's nice and flat, but when I press it, what I'll do is I'll take the battery out. That's probably what I should have done. Silly Paul, silly Paul. Well, should have took the battery out, and then we'll fire it. So sod's law, it's working. Oh no, it's not. See how it's stuck? Oh, there you go. Again, the fire button's stuck. See? So the fire button is sticky. Oh dear, let me get that. Right. You can see it's stuck in again. It's not happening as much as it was. So that is obviously not good. These are pre-release models, I have been told, so we'll hopefully see something better when they do hit the market, but the fire button to me needs to be adjusted ever so slightly. So we can take our second system now and we'll just screw that on. There we go, that's screwing into place nicely. There we go, good. We'll pop that open, and what will we put in here? Yep, I got some lager. So yeah, I've got a can of lager, guys, so we're going to do some cigarettes and alcohol. Just for shits and giggles, I thought it would be nice to roll back the days to when I used to sit in the pub and I used to enjoy a nice pint of lager and a cigarette. So we'll just do that now. Let me get my little dripper. So it's hard to do it on camera here, guys, but I've got my little dripper filled with some of Scotland's finest. Let me fill this up. I mean, I should have probably thought this through better, but I thought, you know what, it's used for shits and giggles, let's give it a go. Will we get the flavours of... I'm filling it up just now, guys. It's easier to do it off camera than it is on camera. Okay, guys, so there you go. I'll pop the little lid on there. And that is the... that is insane. So that is some tobacco, and we've got some lager in there as well. Guys, I really want to put this to the test. Will I get a nice cigarette lager flavour? We'll find out. It's just for fun, guys. Don't be commenting in the description about how I'm terrible and all that rubbish. This is for shits and giggles. Guys, let's jump up top and see how these babies perform. Okay, guys, it's beer bong time. Yes, it is. Guys, as you saw in the close-ups, I've got some blackcurrant Ribena in here with some banana custard, and I've got a really nice tobacco with some Golden's finest. So I've got some lager, so that'll be interesting, won't it? So as I said in the close-up, guys, these are 4.2 volt mods. Obviously that will decrease as the battery decreases. It's got a 2mm tank, 0.5 ohm coil, and we've got our water infiltration system. I can't hold myself back. Let's have a vape firstly with the blackcurrant Ribena and the banana custard. I'm amazed, guys, to be honest. I'm getting absolutely no leaking, which I'm impressed with, because there's holes there and I don't know how it's not coming out. Guys, I'm actually picking up banana, custard and blackcurrant, and it works as they say it should. I don't know how, but it's bringing the flavours of that juice. Now that's just juice. You can buy that in every shop. You can put orange juice in there, you can put water if you wanted to, you can put something with some flavour in it. So I'm using blackcurrant, and yeah. Beer bong! It's time for some beer and some tobacco. So this is what I used to love when I was a smoker. I would smoke and I would drink beer, and it was always something that I used to do. So how will this one taste? This is going to be, I've not even tried it yet, guys, so you're going to see my first attempt at this. So the fire button, so I've got the tobacco, was it Prelude from, who's it from? Black Note, and I've got some lager in there, so let's give this one a go. You know, guys, it's actually not as nice as the first one, but I'm getting the flavours. The flavours is what I'm talking about here. Okay, this is a bit daft, okay? It was for shits and giggles. I thought, you know what, let's just put some beer in it and let's see if we can get those flavours. I'm vaping on the tobacco. It's a really nice tobacco, guys. I'm getting those flavours and I'm picking up that fizz and that lager taste. I'm actually getting it, which is fantastic. It's not unpleasant, but you know what? It's not as nice as some blackcurrant and banana custard, obviously. But yeah, I'll vape that again. These work, guys. Okay, so let's talk about them a little bit. The pros and cons. I mean, to me, the biggest pro is it works. You're getting nice flavours. You're getting the flavours from here, which is really, really nice. You're getting the flavour from here, so you're able to kind of vape on some of your favourite things. So if your favourite thing is a Diet Coke, you can get the flavours from it. It's amazing. I I mean, I'm amazed by it. It really is inventive. It's something so different and so unique, which is a big pro for me. It's a little bit different. Now guys, there are some cons, okay. They're not exactly the most pleasing in the eye. This part of the tank is vulnerable to breaking. If you knock that over, this is going to break on you. Because of that airflow at the top, if you were to turn it upside down, you'll probably find it will pour out. It will leak a little bit if we try it. There you go, yeah. So you can see that that's obviously, you have to kind of keep it upright. It fires 4.2 volts, guys. Now I have found it's a little bit of a cooler vape. It's not so much a warm vape, which is what I kind of prefer. With a 0.5 ohm coil, then obviously that's why, because it's firing at 4.2 volts, so it's not a warm vape. Because the vapour's passing through this liquid as well, it is cooling down at the same time, so it's a cooler vape. If you like that, then that's obviously not going to be a big con for you. To me, I would like the coil to be a little bit lower ohmage so we can get some more heat. But apart from that, you know, this is quirky, this is different, this is fun. You don't get cigarettes that do this, guys. You don't get cigarettes that do that. Okay, they look daft. This one is obviously for the house. You're not going to take this out and about with you because it looks a little bit silly. The fire button on this one is a little bit poor, but I have raised that with Jomotech and they said that these are the pre-release models and they were expecting some feedback, and that's obviously feedback that I'm able to give them. In terms of the glass tank, I mean, again, this is a big bulb here, guys, so that is going to be subject to being broken, so be careful with it. But in terms of how they vape and doing what they say they do it. You know, they do it. Hey. That's really nice. I mean, the flavour is fantastic from that. Banana custard with blackcurrant. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. You do another thing you have to do. You have to kind of vape it down the way, because if you vape it too much, you're not going to get that bubbles going up. You maybe not get the benefit of it. Plus, you don't want to vape it too much to the side because you don't want it to leak out the top. I'm amazed with the flavour. The flavour is fantastic. This one, I'm amazed by that. Yeah, I mean, guys, these are obviously, I would say these are for more fun for yourself. I wouldn't take them out and about with me. For the cons that I said as well, they break and they'll leak if they go upside down or whatever. But just for the sheer factor of it, it is a little bit on the kind of unique side. I think Jomotech have done a pretty good job with these guys. In terms of the flavours combination is fantastic. I'm picking up the flavour from my favourite juice and my favourite e-liquid, and it's really working well. And it's a clean taste. I'm getting no spit back, no issues or anything like that either. It takes an 18650 battery, so your battery power is going to be really good. I really like the H5. This one to me is really nice. I get a little bit of a warmer vape from this one because it's a little bit smaller, and I do like this one a lot. This one to me is a little bit of a, you know, it's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit more silly. The fire button obviously is a problem as well. But yeah, they both work, they both do what they say that they're going to do. And if you like this thing, or if you like something that's a little bit different, a little bit quirky, a little bit, you know, a little bit out there, then these are something that you could check out. If you don't like the look of them, or if you don't like the idea of mixing juice with e-liquid, beer, you know, anything at all, then maybe these are not for you. But guys, to be honest, I've had a lot of fun for the last week. I've been playing about with these. I've tried them with water and it was a lot cooler. I just got the flavour of the juice and then I mixed them with some of my favourite juice. I tried orange juice with my favourite Tangerizzi, and it was, you know, it works. And you know, this one I done that for shits and giggles just to see it work, and yeah, it works. They just work, guys. Guys, that is the Vapioneer H3 and H5. Yeah, something different. That's what I love about vaping, and that's why I don't smoke, because you can't get fun stuff like this off of cigarettes. Guys, I hope this review has been helpful. I hope it has been a little bit fun. I tried to do it a little bit different and use lager because, you know what, it's just something different. Guys, please check out JOMOtech. It's www.jomotech.com if you want to check out the Vapioneers for yourself. They're not on the website yet, but they should be within the next couple of days. Thank you very much to JOMOtech for sending these on free for the purpose of review. But of course, that didn't affect what my opinions that I've just given you. Yeah, I'm going to go and have a vape. You do get better flavour. See when you see the bubbles? I get more blackcurrant when I see bubbles because it's all transferring through it. Because I have to fill it to that max line, I do kind of have to vape it like that. It's fun. It's fun. Would I vape it all day? Of course I wouldn't vape it all day, but I'll vape it the rest of the night because it's fun. Guys, thank you very much for joining me. Please nip over to Facebook and join the Facebook group. It's called Vape Don't Smoke. You can follow me on Twitter at VapeDon'tSmoke82. As always, please subscribe for future reviews. But whatever you do, take care and vape don't smoke.